Peace and love, everybody. Salute to everyone. Hope everyone is good. Interesting little dialogue I wanted to have here really quickly about the fight that took place last night between Lomachenko and George Kambosos out in Australia. Of course, Lomachenko came out victorious in that fight, and he basically dominated Kambosos pretty much the entire fight, and it was interesting stuff to see. George definitely came out like a warrior. You know, he was in his backyard, and he defended as best he could, but Lomachenko was definitely on the prowl, and he made a meal of George Kambosos, as he should have. That's what they are there to do. So much respect to both of them for the war that was put on. Now that I got that out of the way, I must say this, because I have been happening across social media and just looking really through Twitter and just, here and there, and seeing some very interesting perspectives and comments and takes from different people. And I just found it highly interesting. Some of the things that I've been coming across. Now, I've seen a lot of things in my day. Okay, the boxing world, particularly as of late, has been full of surprises, right? It hasn't let up an ounce. Unexpected turns to drug cheating scandals. I mean, it's just been never ending, right? But one thing that I'm absolutely amazed by today, after the win of Lomachenko, is the sudden agelessness that Lomachenko has assumed among much of the public. His sudden agelessness. Okay? He's getting applause and praise and a whole bunch of he's back chants and no Lomachenko has returned. How interesting is this, you guys? The same man who only last May, upon fighting the great King Devin Haney, was called old. Okay? The same man who was called old, past his prime, no longer in the golden age of his career. This is what was said of this man just last May, 1 year ago exactly. Okay? Upon receiving his defeat from Devin Haney, this is what was being said. Can somebody answer this question for me? How did Lomachenko bypass old age overnight? The sassy man fans that were doing their best to taunt and discredit Devin Haney over Loma last year are the same ones putting this man's poster up everywhere after his victory last night over Kambosos. The same one putting his posters up everywhere. Isn't that amazing? So not only can we, in the boxing world today, not only can we dismiss and support, in this day and age, full-blown drug cheating, right? Get behind a full-fledged drug cheat like Ryan Garcia and rally behind him like he's the second coming for defeating Devin with his cheating. But now, these fanboys also have the power to instantaneously turn back the hands of time and make a proclaimed old fighter young again. Do these fanboys have a secret time machine that nobody is privy to? That we just don't know about laying around somewhere? And people wonder why I use the word delusional, okay? Wonder why I shine the light on terms like selective amnesia and convenient amnesia and cognitive dissonance. This is unbelievable, you guys. Okay? Unbelievable. The cognitive dissonance of these man fans was so severe with the fight between Devin and Loma last year that they literally could not process or handle the fact that Devin had won. The mind just went into overload. It reached its threshold and just shut down completely. That's what happened to a lot of these fanboys. And the only way that they could maintain A semblance of their delusion, real talk, was for them to posture that, Devin actually lost that fight against Loma. This was their way of coping. This was their coping mechanism, okay? They had to tell themselves that. They had to scream out, oh my God, justice for Loma. Okay, they had to make up fables saying things like, well, that win doesn't count, Devin. Loma was old. And also saying things like, you only fight old fighters, etc., 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 right? The level of dissonance is mind-blowing, y'all. Yet suddenly, after last night's victory, now we only hear things like, oh, here goes the Matrix in tip-top form, you guys. And see, he stopped Kambosos. Devin didn't stop Kambosos or Loma. He's one of the most skilled fighters of all time, that Loma, I tell you. These are things, this is the posturing, this is the sentiments that are permeating across social media platforms that I've come across so far. This is what's being said right now, y'all. This man is only a year removed from Devin's victory over him. Only 1 year it's been. Isn't Loma 1 year older since fighting Devin? Where's all the smoke about this man's age? Now all of a sudden he's back to being one of TBE? I thought his old ass was done for. What's going on here? It's crazy to me. The constant moving of the goalpost, the endless gaslighting, the subterfuge is what I cannot stand the most about the current boxing climate. These man fans really just soiled the grace of the sport with their sassy, soft mentalities. Okay, these people are heartless cowards who cannot look at a fighter and accept them as they are, win, lose, or draw. They're absolutely childish. If their fighter doesn't look like something out of a comic book, they crumble instantly. And then they run over to the next thing smoking, run right over to the next bandwagon to ride. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the minute that a fighter has a win, everything else on the planet is pretty much degraded, and their pick of the litter for that 5 minutes in that particular moment is then pedestalized until they do something that isn't looking like a comic book character, and then they just throw them to the wayside and jump on the next motherfucking bandwagon again. It's a sick cycle. It's a demented mentality, super childish, and to me, it's definitely soiling the sport in more ways than one. Now, sports media also isn't absolved from that scope of thinking either. How many boxing platforms were seriously beating the ground in promotion of this Loma Kambosos fight? We've known about this particular fight since the new year, yet no promotion was basically held for it that mattered. No serious inquiries were given into this fight. Like, hello. But now that Loma won, here goes old media. Okay, all these old media platforms are looking to hold out a red carpet for the man that they haven't uttered a word about since his defeat to Devin last year. Apart from those weak claims that they tried to put out there saying that, Devin really didn't win that fight. But once all that died down, after Lomachenko denied the rematch with Devin, it was mum's the word. Everything was put to a hush. It's insane. Credit to the man Lomachenko for winning. I am in no way admonishing him for his win, nor do I care to discredit his win against Kambosos. Shout out to both of those warriors because that is what they are. Okay, I respect the fighters and I respect the fight game. I give it when it's deserved. Okay, I respect Kambosos for going to war like a champ, and I give respect to Loma for getting the job done. Okay, what I do not respect are his sassy man fans and the narrative that they try to hustle around in effort to berate, chide, and castigate Devin Haney. Okay? I don't like how Loma is used, and just about any other fighter, real talk, is used at the disposal of these fanboys, okay? Used carelessly, at a whim to reprove and to reproach Devin's accomplishments in this sport, because that's really what it is. These fighters are being used like basically some type of pawns. Anything that these fanboys can get their hands on to berate and belittle the accomplishments of Dev. That is what I find absolutely sickening. Many of these man fans may not even care about Loma or their pick of the moment. Okay, some of them, are fans, but there are plenty of them who may not even be fans of this man. They're just using him or whatever other fighter at their disposal because it's a significant and convenient weapon at the time to use against Dev. These people have no respect for the sport and no respect for the warriors of the sport. I don't like that shit. I don't like the tit for tat games. I don't get involved with that. Okay, I don't necessarily have to like every fighter, but I definitely certainly respect each and every one who steps into that ring. I cannot call myself a boxing enthusiast and a supporter and have that childish mindset that many of these grown men exhibit. Okay, it's not even about the love of the sport. It's just about saying, okay, well, your guy got beat. You know what I'm saying? It's just the posturing is so childish to me, so elementary. Okay? And because they are cowardly, they will not keep the same smoke and energy about Loma's supposed old age. The excuse that they waved around like a flag last year, no smoke or energy is going to be upheld to the same standard that it was initially in this particular case. Did anybody cry to Kambosos when he signed up to fight Lomachenko? Okay? Did they tell him at that time that he signed the contract that, oh, Kambosos, you're fighting an old man. You're just wasting your time. Did they tell him that? No. And now that he's been defeated by Lomachenko, is anybody going to wave a flag to shame Kambosos for losing to somebody's grandpa? Okay? So, the use of one's age basically can be used and is used as an excuse at will. And then can be instantaneously reversed to suit the going theme. Ain't that some bullshit? Okay? Look at all of these measures. All of these measures to derail the young Devin Haney. He really must be the face of boxing after all. Anyway, I'm on to the next, y'all. Peace.